Hi, I'm so glad you've joined me today. I've missed seeing many of you at Sunday school and at Kids Club. Now, do you know what special day we're celebrating today? That's right, it is Palm Sunday. And on Palm Sunday, we remember when Jesus traveled to Jerusalem. And he was riding on do you remember? That's right, he was riding on a donkey. Let's get started. So here is Jesus. Jesus was traveling to Jerusalem with his followers. There were a lot of people going to Jerusalem. Some of them were his disciples, some of them were his followers. Others were people who were just on their way to Jerusalem to celebrate the Passover. Let's see, we need lots more people because this was a very busy place. Lots of people were traveling to Jerusalem. There were even some way up here on the road. So as Jesus and his followers were traveling, they were getting close to the towns of Bethany and Bethphage when Jesus turned to two of his disciples and said, "Hey, would you please go over there and ask to borrow, and you'll find a donkey there, and you need to borrow that donkey and bring it back to me." So his two disciples said, "Sure, we can do that." And they went over and they found a donkey. And just like Jesus had said, there was a person there who said, "Hey, what are you doing?" And the two disciples responded just the way Jesus told them to. They said, "The Lord needs it." So they took the donkey back to Jesus. And you know what they did? They took their cloaks and they put their cloaks on the donkey. And then Jesus sat on the donkey to ride into Jerusalem. But you know what? They didn't only put their coats on the donkey. People from the crowd and his disciples put coats on the ground. They covered the road into Jerusalem with their coats and their cloaks as a sign of respect for Jesus. They wanted to honor him as he headed into Jerusalem. Do you know why they were going to Jerusalem? They were going to Jerusalem to celebrate the Passover. And the Passover is when the people of Israel remembered when God led their ancestors out of slavery in Egypt so that they could go on to the promised land. But you know, they didn't only put their coats on the ground. They also spread palm branches on the ground too. They covered the roadway with palm branches as a sign of respect and honor for Jesus. But you know what? They didn't only cover the roadway with the palm branches. What else did they do with them? That's right. The people were waving the palm branches. So we've got some people here who are waving their palm branches too. They were waving those palm branches. And they were shouting and praising Jesus as they waved those palm branches. Do you know what they were saying? They were saying, "Hosanna, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord." If you got a palm branch, you can pick that up right now and you can say it with me. "Hosanna, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Hosanna, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord." So Jesus was traveling along and hearing all of these shouts. Now, do you know what the word Hosanna means? Hosanna means save. So the people were shouting and praising Jesus, saying, "Save, save, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord." So Jesus was riding toward Jerusalem on this donkey. Now, something else that's kind of interesting is that while Jesus was riding on the donkey into Jerusalem, on the other side of the city, heading in from the other side, there was another procession. And this one was the Roman army riding on horses. Now, when a ruler came to, or a king came into a city riding on a donkey, it meant that he was coming in peace. But if a ruler or a king came into a city riding on a horse, it meant that he was prepared for war. I think it's just kind of interesting that these two processions were happening at about the same time. So Jesus kept riding on, and his disciples and followers came, and they were praising and shouting, "Hosanna! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord." But there were also some Pharisees in the crowd, and they said to Jesus, "Jesus, rebuke your disciples. Tell them to stop this. This is not okay." But do you know what Jesus said? Jesus said, if I tell them to stop, if people don't shout, then the rocks themselves will cry out. Have you ever wondered what it might sound like for rocks to cry out or to praise Jesus? We could try it. We could go, "Hosanna, Hosanna." That would be one way we could help rocks cry out. There's another thing we can do, though, too. Glass is made from sand, which is kind of like broken up rocks. So we can help glass to sing like this. Can you hear that? What about this one? The glass is fuller and it has a deeper sound. I wonder if we could help both of them to sing at the same time. Well, that makes kind of an interesting and beautiful sound, doesn't it? That's pretty neat. But you know what? We're not actually called to help the rocks cry out. We are called to cry out and praise Jesus ourselves. So this is your chance. If you have a palm branch, pick it up. And if you don't have a palm branch, one that you made yourself or a branch from a tree that you brought in from outside, that's okay because you are fully equipped. You have arms, and they're kind of like branches for your body. And on your arms, you've got hands with palms. So you have your own palm branches right attached to your body that you can wave. And so we are going to sing a song together. So let's get going. Ready? Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna